What was your initial impressions of Demolition when Vince is going to get you guys?
Well, the biggest one of flattery.
Yeah.
They copied us. Vince is going to try it, and they don't understand. You can't just put guys in paint and tell them to be something.
And Sting and Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah, well,
Sting did good. We took him under our arms.
Sting was more our suggestion to the NWA than Sting's own suggestion. Sting had the paint, but Crockett came up to us and says, "What do you guys think?" I said, "Bring them in. We'll call them our brothers in paint. We'll take them under our wing." And that's how he got into. They weren't even going to take him,
Right.
But that's how he got into the.
Started out with the Ultimate Warrior as the
Blade Runners.
Blade Runners, yeah. So I mean, you just can't paint up a couple guys. What worked great for us is we were Animal and Hawk.
Right.
I mean, even outside of the ring, we were Animal and Hawk before we were Animal and Hawk. You know what I mean? I mean, what we did for a living, we were Animal and Hawk. Over Joe and Mike, but we were Animal and Hawk. Doing it as Road, not even knowing we're doing it as Road Warriors, and we took that, whatever we did in our interviews and everything else, we said to a lot of guys in bars when they would give us shit. We took that, implemented it into our business, and we just reacted on what we knew athletically and what to do and how to street fight a little bit, right? And then we converted it over by adding moves, power slams, press slams, this and that, here and there.
Your initial series, what was your memories of your initial series with Demolition, as far as matches?
Well, it was done too early in the program. We just got there. They put us in Demolition. What they should have done is make the people clamor for it 6 months down the line, then do it. Right away, he puts us in there. I think it was to get rid of them.
Well, Vince's big deal. Here's Vince's big deal. We first went in there in 90 and 91, right? I mean, the very beginning of it, they put us with the Hart Foundation. He says, "Gee, I don't know. They're our world champions right now. Those guys are really over. You guys are going to be heels." He and I looked at each other and said, "Okay." We went out there. We were baby faces. End of story. Vince just they looked at each other and they drove him nuts, pissed him off.
Right.
Went there against Demolition. That was his team. He made up, right? Because the Hart Foundation was no longer doing it. He made it up. What do you? We went out there with baby faces. We went over. The people went nuts. They went crazy. They expected it. That people knew that. Back to the old question. Somehow I got this reputation in this business of not liking to do jobs. That is just total bullshit.
That's because, you know what that started out from? From us years not having been asked to do jobs.
Yeah.
People didn't want to see us do this.
Yeah.
But then,
that
started when we went to Vince for the first time.
Nobody ever asked you to do a job. Well,
that's the first, when we went back to Vince, that started, he goes, "Well, you got to do some jobs here. We'll do a job that's done right." You know what I mean?
Yeah,
don't just lay me out there like a piece of fucking meat, like a piece of shit, him or me.
Yeah.
It doesn't work that way.
Did you ever get any, win from other guys in other locker rooms that, Hawk and Animal were pissed that you were kind of doing their gimmick? Even though you guys say, it wasn't their gimmick and it was...
I really wouldn't have cared if they were.
Yeah. It was
just, what were they going to do? Come and fight us?
Well, when they did come in, was it easy to work with them? Did you ever give you any problems and say
no.
Everything was all business?
Barry has a much better relationship with him because he knew him for a long time and grew up with him. I got along remarkably well with Hawk. I liked Hawk. My relationship with Joe was a little distant because we weren't as good as friends as Hawk and I. I mean, I knew Hawk when he came in, and Stan Hansen and I worked against the Road Warriors. We worked with those guys a number of times when they were green. And he was always eager. He was the one of the two that I looked at as the leader of the team. Now, it might not have been that way. I don't know what their negotiations were. But he was a much better interviewer. He was a much better athlete, I think. He was a much better performer. Not taking anything from Joe, but I looked at that team and with my conversations with those guys, he and I just hit it off a lot better. But there again, I never heard them. They may have expressed to somebody else that we're trying to copy them, but they never came to our face and said it.
I think out of all the tag teams to work with, though, they were probably the hardest team to work with. Because they wanted to be so strong, and we
were as bigger than them.
We were bigger than they were, and
right.
It's kind of hard to put them over as being stronger than you when, the appearance wise. So we kind of wanted to work like we do with everybody else. And then sometimes it would clash.
Well, I think of the two, there again, Hawk was a better worker of the two. If we wanted to do moves and counter moves, and he wasn't as smooth as the other teams were, but he was more adept than Joe was. If Andre the Giant can sell, anybody can sell.
Yeah.
If Andre the Giant can sell and make people cheer for him, and come on, anybody can. This business, you're supposed to work. And like Barry said, I think they wanted to outstrong everybody. And when they were against us, we were bigger than them. Our gimmicks were similar. Let's have a match.
Yeah.
Match. I was asked this later. The matches we had with the Road Warriors, I thought stunk.
Yeah.
And it wasn't anything.
Conflict is
It wasn't a conflict of personalities. It was just they stunk.
right.
And some teams just can't. It doesn't work. You know. And I just speaking of Andre Sellin, I just saw on the internet you and I against Baba and Andre and Toku. Did you ever see that one on the internet?
I've seen it years ago. Yeah.
Andre, unbelievable how he sold.
Yeah.
Holy cow, does he sell?
Yeah.
And he is the biggest guy in wrestling. If he can sell, anybody should be able to sell.
I worked with him many times, especially as Mass Superstar, against him and with him. And I'd have him in a Cobra hold, and he looks like he's going out, and people are screaming for him to get out of it. They forgot that he was 7 foot tall. They just involved in the match. And you see it not only those guys, you see it all the time. Just because you're pumped up on the weights doesn't mean you're invincible, for God's sakes. Somebody hits you in the throat, somebody gouges your eyes, you better register.